Mic check. What's going on, world? You already know it's your boy SB, and I'd like to welcome y'all back to episode 43 of season 5 of the Roll Up Podcast. As always, before we get started, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of y'all for y'all continuous support. It really means a lot to me, man, because as I've said every episode this season, I got some really cool ideas getting ready to happen. I got some good content ideas coming. With my job, I've been able to have, epiphanies every day and eye-opening revelations, if that's what you want to call them. And to be able to sit here and basically get all that stuff out of my mind to hopefully help you get to where you need to be is awesome. And I just want to thank you again for y'all continuous support, because without y'all, none of this would be possible. But as always, before we get started, we got to plug the campaign a little bit first. So if you're new to the campaign, I highly recommend that you follow the movement on all social medias. You can follow me on X at TruePodcast_. You can follow me over on the Tickety Talk at the Sauce Brady Experience. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Sauce Brady Experience. You already know you can follow me on the gram at the Roll Up Podcast. Make sure you check out the new website, tsbe.org. You can find all of everything that you need that's related to the podcast. You can find the books, you can find the merch, you can find the music playlist that I'm getting ready to put together. Working on the Gas Packs Only Club right now as well. So again, y'all stay tapped into the movement, because the stars starting to align and everything is coming together like peanut butter and jelly, and this shit about to hit. So make sure y'all be on the lookout as well. Also, Gaming with Sauce is coming sooner than later. So make sure you subscribe to the Twitch channel at Gaming with Sauce 420 and be on the lookout, because it's finna go down. But now that we got that out of the way, let's dive into today's conversation so I can give you what you came for. As we've talked about before, we are living in the age of information. You can literally take a crash course on any topic and become a mini expert in a couple of weeks. With this abundance of game being passed around online, you would be silly to not tailor your algorithm to introduce you to new concepts. But just because you're soaking up hella knowledge doesn't make you an expert. Executing said knowledge is where the magic happens. And today's quote from Takeda Shingen sums it up perfectly. And today's quote reads, "Knowledge is not power. It is only potential. Applying that knowledge is power. Understanding why and when to apply that knowledge is wisdom." That's why this episode is titled Major Keys, because I'm going to give you the keys to the kingdom, but you have to physically unlock the doors on your own to be reminded of the greatness that you have within you. So y'all know I love a good definition, so there's 3 words that I like to highlight from this quote. And those words, are knowledge, power, and potential. The quote in itself is very powerful, but the words that we just highlighted will help put all this information that we get on and offline into perspective. There was a time in my life where I was reading self-help books like comic books. I would just read. 90% of the content that I was digesting were all answers to questions that I thought I had, And the way that the author broke everything down to the T made everything make that much more sense. However, it was when I started applying what I was reading that I start to stir the hornet's nest. You can read 10,000 self-help books all you want, but without trying it out for yourself, you'll never understand the magic that you have at your disposal. This episode is your call to action to practice what you preach. So my first definition is knowledge. By definition, knowledge is facts, information, and skills acquired by a person through experience or education, or the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. From the conversations we've had, the news we consume, and passing down critical moments in history to the generations that come after us, being knowledgeable and diverse in many topics help us get a better understanding of what's happening around us. We get information from our 5 senses all day long, and that helps us get familiar with where we are in this moment. When it comes to solving problems, the more information we have, the better chances we have to make the right decisions. Think of it like this. You buy something from IKEA, and it comes with directions. But you're a Bob the Builder, head ass, so you've done this 1,000 times. So this little dresser is no different. So you skip out on the directions. And somewhere along the line, you say, the hell with these instructions. I can build this shit with my eyes closed. But once you get to the end, you realize that you have extra pieces left over, and it's not as sturdy as you expected. So you shuffle through the trash and you find the instructions, and it dawns on you that you skipped a few important steps that would have utilized those extra pieces. So what do? You take it apart and you build it from scratch. You start over. This time you follow the instructions. You have no extra pieces, and you're reminded that you're in fact a great handyman, and great things happen when you follow instructions. Now I know what you're thinking. What the hell does this have to do with anything, right? Well, let me put it to you like this. The instruction manual is filled with knowledge, and great things happen when you follow the instructions to the T. But because you ignored the knowledge and did it your way, you realize that you made a mistake. And what do you do when you make a mistake? You have to start over from square one. But this time, you aren't starting over from scratch. You're starting over with experience. Life works very similar to this analogy. As we've discussed before, the people we encounter are either in our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Each person we come across teaches us a lesson. Whether extremely good or extremely bad, it's still a lesson that's supposed to be learned from that person. Sometimes we are forced to start over, but every time we start over, we're starting over with experience. We may have had a job that we really liked, but for whatever reason, it didn't work out. But we took that lesson from that situation and applied it to our new job, and it's working flawlessly. Say we made a mistake and made a bad decision and had to start over from a clean slate. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person or that we bad people. We just made a mistake. And as we cut corners, we realized that we left out some extra pieces. But during this stage of transformation and rebuilding ourselves up, we followed the steps according to the guidelines. Each step of the journey, we ensured that the pieces fit perfectly, and we continue to build until we have the final product. The instruction manual is the knowledge. We apply the step-by-step plan, and we have the power knowing that we can build anything we want, and we are reminded of our handyman and handywomanship title, and continue through life as such. Through situational awareness, we now know and understand when to apply certain lessons, and that's what gives us the wisdom to pass down to the people coming after us. I'm no saint, okay? Let's just keep it a buck. I'm no saint. I've made a million mistakes. Unfortunately, some at the expense of others. But as I build this campaign up from the ground up, as I build myself from the ground up, I see where I made mistakes, but I also see where those mistakes made me who I am today. I saw a quote recently on the gram that said, if you were to go back through time and you erased every mistake that you ever made, you would be essentially erasing yourself. And that hit differently, especially since we were on this episode. But I just wanted to put that bug in your ear that you aren't a bad person. You aren't a bad parent. You aren't a bad spouse. You're not a bad coworker. You're not a bad teammate, etc. You just need to go back and read the instruction manual. Find those steps that you try to skip. Find those extra pieces of yourself that you left out and apply them to this next area of your life. And watch watch how beautiful the final product is. You gain knowledge by application. And that's the whole mission of this campaign. Each and every one of us knows what we need to do to become successful. We've taken every crash course, turned every page on Google, and thought about it a million times. So we have the knowledge. Now it's time to act on it. The last word we're going to talk about is application. You can have all the critique, all the instructions in the world on a plethora of topics. But if you can't put action behind these words, then you don't really understand what you're saying. My football coach in high school, he told me that I have potential. And he asked me, he was like, do you know what potential means? And I was like, no. And he said, it means that you ain't did shit yet. And I want to highlight that part, yet. This is your call to step out of your potential and into your calling. Because you got to take your potential serious. Because it knows when you're being somewhat pulled out of your body towards something new. Remember, episode 18 of season 4, where we talked about reconnected to the signal. When we answer that call from our future self and take action towards our goals, we are beginning the metamorphosis. If you've been soaking up all this information about how to make your dreams a reality, but haven't taken the first step, it is time that you get serious about what you want in life and go after it. Knowledge isn't just about knowing, it's about applying. You can know everything, but if you don't do anything about it, what good is it for you to know everything? If you simply take 30 to 45 minutes a day of intentional, work on your goals, the amount of progress you will make will exceed the progress you've made only by thinking about doing something. Trust me, this is something that I battle with myself every single day. I'm in my truck all day thinking about new content ideas, thinking of new marketing techniques, and etc. I chase that rabbit a lot. But when I get home and I get everybody put in the bed, get everything taken care of so everybody sleep, those 1 to 2 hours before I go to bed, I follow suit and I get to work. The amount of progress this campaign has made since I started in 2020 has been the same, and it's only because of the action that I've put in behind the scenes. As we come to the conclusion of this episode, I just want to bring it all home. You may be in the midst of a period of trials and tribulations. My friend, use the knowledge that we've talked about in this season and the season before and get to work. Remember, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Keep your foot to the gas and don't stop. Use the mistakes of the past to help guide you in the right direction to the future. These next 5 months, go back and listen to each episode of the season, tailor this advice to your life, and put consistent work in towards your goals and watch how high you fly. I believe in you, as I say all the time. I believe in you. I believe in your dreams. I believe in your goals. Even if the people around you don't believe in you, rest assured that your boy SB got your back. Eventually, the non-supporters will come around. For now, this is about you. It's going to upset many people. A lot of people will say that you've changed. But as long as you tend to your garden and make your lifestyle fit the person you're trying to become, then do it relentlessly. I know you can achieve your goals, and I'm proud of you for the steps and progress that you've made thus far. This is your reminder that you are beyond capable of achieving your goals. This is your reminder that it's time to put action to that game plan that you have in mind, and this is your reminder that action is the secret. As always, man, I appreciate you for spending some time with your boy. I appreciate y'all supporting the Roll Up Podcast. Thank you for allowing me to shine my light to illuminate the path on your journey. Don't forget to check out tsbe.org. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, do what you do on all social medias. Make sure you grab you some merch. Make sure, grab you a couple copies of the book. Just go to the website, check it out. I'm pretty sure that you're going to find something for you. As always, man, roll a doobie because you deserve it. Get lifted and stay inspired. It's your boy. Peace.